The needle neither knows the beginning nor the end of its journey. You're welcome, viewers, and good day. Today, still on PMP of August 11 to 13, we're on page 3. Page 3. The paper used to come on Mondays and Thursday, and I think this was a Monday edition, 11 to 13. Let's take off straight away. Namshi. Evangelist makes nieces pregnant and vanishes. Not one who nieces. And not by anybody, but by an evangelist. What is Alaji Koko? They will give it, you have given it to him. Okay. The story was by Isaac Yebua. Okay. For several years, residents of Kaswa and its environs in the central region have accorded evangelist Paul Kofi Ofori Ampong. Abba, the name is even too long. Evangelist Paul Kofi Ofori Ampong all the respect and courtesies as a true servant of the Almighty. Paragraph. However, nobody knew his true colors until in June this year when two of the sisters' daughters, aged 19 and 17 years respectively, were found to be pregnant around the same time. Well, he found them matured. Okay, pardon me. And forgive me if it doesn't sound well to you. Okay, paragraph. Even though the two teenage girls who resided in the same compound house with Evangelist Ampong were initially reluctant to mention who had impregnated them, they finally mentioned their uncle as the one responsible for their predicament after several days of persuasions. They want to say it should be several days. A and L are not there. So let me fix it there. After several days of persuasions. Paragraph. To protect the good name and image of the family after the strange revelations, a crisis meeting was quickly held at which Ampong allegedly admitted responsibility, prayed for forgiveness, and also agreed to provide the necessary funds to enable the nieces to visit a hospital to have both pregnancies aborted. However, before the appointed day at which he has to provide the money for the exercise, the evangelist packed bag and baggage under the cover of darkness. Took to his heels, and was yet to resurface at the time of filing this report. He didn't have the money. Simple. He didn't have the money to provide for the abortions, 2 abortions. He didn't have the money, so he had to think twice. He will go and preach in an unknown land. He will go and preach in an unknown land. Sorry, my speech is getting bad. I always say it. I often say it. Speaking to the PMP, Mrs. Comfort Adakwa and Elizabeth Ampong, both sisters of the evangelist, related that April this year, Ampong sought their permission and invited the nieces, who are both good singers, to accompany him to Mankasim in the central region for a 1-week crusade. According to Comfort, barely a month after their return from the tour, she found out that her daughter had been put in the family will and was in the process of finding out who was responsible when Elizabeth, her sister, also approached her with the same complaint. After several days of interrogations, the victims, who claimed their uncle had threatened them with death if they divulged the news to anybody, finally let the cat out of the bag and named him as being responsible. According to the victims, upon their arrival in Mankasim, Ampong stayed in the same hotel with the younger niece and kept the elder one in his friend's house. He then mapped out a well-calculated strategy which enabled him to have sex with them in turns without each knowing about the other. Haba! Oh my God. A well-placed family source later told PMP that the two unwanted pregnancies have since been aborted, while the family is still looking for Evangelist Ampon. Evangelist Ampon, where are you? Have you surfaced? Huh? I'll make the police arrest you. It's not too late. Hmm? Okay. Uh, next story. Man smears police officer with human excreta. Sorry, but I have to read it. Hmm? A police officer stationed at the Cape Coast in the Central Region recently had an unpleasant experience which will forever remain in his memory. While on duty, he was smeared with human excreta by one Henry Edu Bosa, a porter who had been placed in custody for stealing. Paragraph. Chief Inspector Augustine Amonu, prosecuting, told the Cape Coast Magistrate Court that Bosa, a porter at the Kokokuraba market, was placed in custody at the Cape Coast Police Station for stealing, comma, comma, whilst behind bars, the complainant police officer entered the cell where Bosa was kept to check the number of the inmates in there. While the officer was doing the checking, Bosa lifted a bucket full of excreta and was about to pour out its content on the floor when the police officer tried to stop him. In the process, the excreta poured on the floor of the charge office, soiled police diaries. Oh my God! Soiled police diaries, other documents at the office, and Inspector Amonu, who was trying to stop him. Bossa then bolted. Bossa then bolted. He was given a hot cheese. Unfortunately, they arrested him. He was charged with assaulting a police officer, causing public nuisance, breaking from a law, lawful custody, and damaging police documents. He pleaded guilty, and the court, presided over by Mr. Peter Asaridua, sentenced him on his own plea to 2 years in hard labor. He was also fined 200,000 cedis, or in default, serve additional 6 months in prison. He can't pay. He will serve the 6 months, 2 years plus 2 years. He was also tasked to compensate the police officer with 400,000 cedis. Where is he going to get it from? Okay, story by Idrisu T Square. So Idrisu T Square, your story is echoed here. Okay, next story. Baby poisoned by father. Baby poisoned by father. Okay. The inhabitants of Nkoko in the eastern region are still wondering what might have prompted a father to attempt murdering his 13-month-old baby. David Sapong Otu, the father of the baby girl, is alleged to have forced down the baby's throat a poisonous chemical, commonly known as DDT, on July 18th in his bid to end the baby's life. The police are on the trails of Sapong Otu, who is presently on the run. Yes, he will run. I think he will stay there. Hmm? Paragraph. PMP investigations in the town disclosed that Sapong Otu 41 lives in the same town with a wife, Mavis, but in different homes. There was rather trouble when their first baby was born. PMP further learned that 3 days prior to the attempted murder, Sapong Otu went to his in-laws' house to quarrel with them simply because he wanted his wife to come and live with him, but his in-laws rather prefer the opposite, that she lives with them, that's the, into brackets, the parents. Before he left, he threatened to show them. According to Mavis, who confirmed the story, Sapomotu visited her parents and her on the day in question. On the day in question, and he accompany asked that he accompany him to his house and spend the night with him. But she explained that she couldn't go with him because their little daughter was unwell. Oh, who is this he? Who is this second he mentioned here? Let me take that again. Uh, According to Mavis, who confirmed that story, Sapon Otu visited her parents and her on the day in question and asked that he accompany him to his house. Who? Or rather she accompanied him. Okay, let me fix it and see if it makes a sense at the end. And asked that she accompany him to his house and spend the night with him. But she explained that she couldn't go with him because their little daughter was unwell. Yes, it should be she, not he. Her inability to go with him with the excuse of the baby being unwell influenced him and he left the house. Full stop. He went back to Mavis in her house the next day to apologize and ask for forgiveness. He explained to his wife that he acted that way the previous day because he was under the influence of alcohol. Full stop. I left the baby and her father in my room and went to the compound of the house to see a friend who had earlier called. Suddenly, I heard an unusual cry of pain from the baby. I immediately rushed to the room and met my husband holding a bottle containing DDT. She said, "Oh, he wanted to end the baby's life so the wife will come to him. Look at this shortcut reasoning. Hmm? That's too much a shortcut. I'll end the baby's life. He's already sick, so my wife can join me so that I can enjoy." Well, you wonder what is in his brains. That's sad. Okay, a bottle containing DDT, she said. The baby was immediately rushed to the Holy Family Hospital in Koko, where she was still on admission. A time of I should be at the time 80. I say at time. Okay, let me correct it. At the time of filing this report, she is said to be responding to treatment. Full stop. Later, the case was reported to the Nkoko police. When PMP contacted the in-laws of Sapon Otu, they confirmed the story and said that David has since been remanded by a circuit court in Nkoko. Sorry by Solomon Nomodu. Okay, next story. Juju men in trouble. Juju men in trouble. Well, I hope everybody knows who Juju men are. Who a Juju man is. Uh, well, I don't know how to describe them. Maybe a Juju man is somebody who deals with other tricks or devilish acts. Mhm. Okay. Two Juju men whose names were given as Nadi and Achimo, residents of Asempewu, a town near Nsuta in the Ashanti region, must be ashamed of what they've done. Three children died mysteriously in the town, and these Juju men raised a false alarm that Madam Madom Frafra, 29, Madam Fati Mamprisi, 28, and Madam Agule Konkomba, 30, all resident farmers of the town, were behind these deaths. Hmm. Nade and Achimo apart from accusing these women wrongly, ordered 11 other residents to beat them up, resulting in the death of Madam Frafra. Oh, okay. She died on arrival when she and her colleague farmers were rushed to the Mampong government hospital to seek medical attention. Full stop. The police have so far arrested the two Juju men and four others whose names were given as Nazu Nazu Korugu, 35, John Balcam, 35, Nasa Bimbasa, 47, and Kojo Kimbo, 47, who were charged with conspiracy to commit crime and murder. The seven others, whose names were not ready when PMP was what sort of English is this? When PMP was conducting its investigation. Okay, I think it's conducting. It should be. Let me correct it. When PMP was conducting its investigations, have however been declared wanted by the police on the same charge. Briefing PMP on the heartbreaking news, the Mampong police source revealed that somewhere in June this year, three children from different homes died so mysteriously in the town as Pewu. Paragraph. PMP gathered that the parents of these children consulted Nadi and Achimo to find out the cause of the children's death. Full stop. The judgment therefore mentioned that Madame Frafra, the deceased, Fati Mamprosi, and Agule Konkomba were the witches who had spiritually killed the children. Full stop. The Juju men allegedly pressurized the three women to accept their fault, which they did because the pressure from the Juju men was unbearable. Uh, Paragraph. On Wednesday, July 2nd, the two asked the supposed witches to bring undisclosed number of fowls, which the women promised to bring. When they got to the shrine and handed over the fowls to the Juju men, they raised an alarm which attracted the 11 people who are now in deep waters. Together with Nade and Achimo, they beat the women mercilessly, which resulted in the death of one. At the time of filing this report, two surviving victims were said to be responding to treatment. Last paragraph. Frantic efforts are being made to bring the seven remaining victims to book by Ohene Foster, Asempewu, near Ash, near Ash Mampon, near Ashanti Mampon. Ash stands for Ashanti Mampon. Uh, okay, viewers, I think we will stop here. It's wise to stop here and then continue next time. And this is page 3. When we come When we come back, God willing, we shall go to page 4, which is usually for our mothers, either for our mothers or our ladies. Ladies are mothers, and mothers have been ladies. So we shall go there to see what they have for us. Thank you very much. Ilaleka Ibaba, may God be